Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Carmen with Elemental Designs. A live stream sometime last year, and I just kind of had it tucked away on the side because I didn't really like the way that it came out, and I decided to repurpose it. Now, what I've done so far is that I have gessoed the canvas because it was like a really bright orange originally, and I've done some stenciling to get myself like a heads up and kind of get it to dry and stuff like that before I went on. Hi, Sasson. And also, what I've done is that after I did my stenciling and I dried it off a little bit with a heat tool, I went ahead and applied a clear layer of gesso, which is still kind of drying, which is why it kind of looks, you can see a little bit wet. Hello, Seeking My Crafty Tribe. Hi, Mom to Create. Welcome, everybody. And so I went ahead and kind of gave myself like a little head start with this. While this is kind of drying, which it'll take probably another like 5 minutes or so, maybe less, I've got some die cuts here that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, and I'm going to be gessoing these die cuts, and that's what we're going to be using on this canvas moving forward. So this canvas is pretty large. I mean, it's not too large, but it's at least 13 and a half, give or take, and it is about 11 inches. So it's a pretty nice, decent sized surface. So I'm going to go ahead and let this kind of dry. It's almost dry. A lot of the areas are dry on it already. So while I gesso these pieces, we should have this kind of going. And that should be ready. So I've been playing with my Cricut, you guys, since yesterday. Who else is here? Hi, Isabel. How you doing, love? So I've been playing with my Cricut, and I've gotten some shapes. Let me get myself a piece of white cardstock so I can share with you guys. And I've done some layering. So this is one of the pieces that I'm going to use. This is going to be the main focus today. Is going to be this beautiful tree. And I've enlarged it so that it could cut out a really nice large shape. And this has about 3 layers from what I can tell. And it's pretty thick. Hopefully it'll be a nice thickness for the canvas. So we have this one. Super cute. Yes, huepa. Even though I'm not Puerto Rican, you guys, I am Dominican. But my husband, Sazon and Crafts, is Puerto Rican, so I qualify. I qualify by association. I've also got this, which is it's kind of like a gate. At least that's what it looks like to me. Really, it looks like the front of a jukebox, like the center of an old school, like vintage type jukebox. But I like the way that the shape is, and I'm gonna be cutting this in half. I'm also going to be gessoing this, and then we're going to be using this as some kind of a gate for the scene. We're also going to be using, hopefully, I cut out 2 of these, and I cut these out of a thicker kind of chipboard. Absolutely gorgeous. And yes. Thank you, Isabel. Ay, Sazón, you know that I'm not Puerto Rican. Tú sabes que yo soy demasiado dominicana. No venga tú ahora con eso. Who else is here? Hi, Deb. So I cut out this beautiful intricate piece, and I cut out 2 of them because I'm gonna be using these like around, to create some dimension. I didn't layer this because the chipboard itself was already pretty thick, and I didn't want it to be too thick. So I left these as they were. So we're gonna be incorporating this. We have this fence. We have this beautiful tree, and I got myself a nice little quarter piece. Now this I did layer. This has about 4 or 5 of them because the paper was actually a little bit thinner. This is cut out of 100, what is it, 110 pounds cardstock, Georgia Pacific brands, which I got from Walmart. So I layered this a couple of times, and I even have a little tree, but I didn't layer this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to be incorporating this or not. So we have some pieces here, and these are like the little pieces that were left over from when I cut out this intricate piece here. So it's super cool because I get to use some of the negatives. So I'm going to be gessoing these as well. So I have a few of those that I'm going to be adding as well into the background. So pretty much to get these kind of primed and ready and just kind of give them a nice little coat so that I can go ahead and just apply whatever color I want to them. I'm going to go ahead and gesso these up. Oh my God, you guys already started with the coffee and the donuts? I didn't have any coffee today, surprisingly enough. I only ever do just the 1 cup, but I didn't have any coffee today, so my energy level's kind of normal. Even though I'm naturally kind of hyper anyways, but yes, kind of normal today. So I'm just gonna use this little spongy thing, and actually I don't want to use my white cardstock for this because I can actually still use this. So I'm gonna grab myself a piece of junk cardstock so that I don't have to cry later after I've done damaged it up. So let's see what I find. Hopefully I'll find something, and yes, I did. I always keep these around. This is from a stencil by Decoart, and I always try to save these for these kinds of things, or even for, you know, die cutting and stuff like that. So yeah. Oh, are you making some right now? Yes. So let's go ahead and give this a nice little coat. This gesso dries really fast, and this is Decoart Media white gesso. So a nice little kind of like base coat just to get this nice and primed and ready for paint and color, and also so that the paper itself doesn't start to, like, you know, fall itself apart from adding either, you know, sprays or paints or any kind of wet mediums and stuff like that. So we're just going to do that like so, and we're going to get all these pieces primed. And gesso is an awesome product for doing these kinds of things. Not only does it give it a little bit of durability, like it makes, you know, like chipboard and cardstock just a little bit more durable. It also allows you to be able to add some wet mediums on it, and for the most part, it doesn't destroy. It doesn't allow the piece to get destroyed faster, because if you was to add, like, you know, water to this or anything wet to this, it would most likely just fall apart. But by gessoing it up, you actually allow it to be able to take on some of that paint and stuff. So hopefully my internet is going to be working well, because for some reason we've been having a little bit of an issue with buffering. I know we had some issue once on Sone's live yesterday with the buffering, so hopefully mine is good. I know I noticed that my chat keeps going in and out, so if I don't answer you guys right away, that's probably why. But bear with me, I'll try to stay on top of that. So a nice little thin coat is more than enough, because again, this is like for background and stuff like that. So good, awesome, awesome sauce, awesome sauce. That's what I like to hear. So just kind of dabbing this on. And this should be super fun. I really don't know how it's gonna all look, because as you guys know, whenever I go into these kinds of projects, I just kind of gather like starter supplies, and then, you know, I kind of go with the flow after that. Which is why, like I was telling Mom to create when she was doing her beautiful mermaid on the live stream. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure that you do. It's not today's live stream, but the live stream that she had before that. And she was like, oh my God, I don't know if I like this. This is looking a little bit weird. But when you're doing these kinds of projects, they always look weird. You're always going to go through like that ugly stage, if you will. You just have to kind of stick with it, because you'll be surprised at how it came out. And her piece is so beautiful. I'm so happy and lucky that I won it. Yes, yes, yes. Normally I tell her like, no, you know, I'm okay. Don't include me. You know, I'm just here to support. But I wanted that mermaid so bad. I wanted that mermaid so bad, you guys. Oh my goodness, I wanted it so bad. So I'm so happy that I got it. Lucky, lucky. But it came out absolutely gorgeous. So while this is drying, once I've done this, I'm gonna do this piece and the other piece, and then I'm gonna prime the tree. Once this is while this is drying, I'll go working on adding some color and working on the canvas and stuff like that, and just adding color and working with some of the texture that I've already created by stenciling on it. And again, I'm going to be cutting this into pieces most likely, just to add texture here and there and just give it a nice illusion of dimension. Yes, Karina Salina. Karina Salina. That's the mermaid's name. I named her before I even knew she was going to be mine. I was like, yes, she looks like a Karina to me. I love that name. And the last name just kind of, you know, it rhymed. So I just went with the flow. So how's everybody doing today? And thank you so much for being here. I'm working on getting myself some smaller canvases so that I can do some future giveaways during my live stream. So stay tuned for that. Some canvases that I can actually ship in the mail, like the flatboard ones that are a little bit easier for shipping and cost and stuff like that. So I'll definitely be doing some of that, and definitely stay tuned to Mom to Create's live stream as well as Sonnen Crafts live stream. He does live stream every single Friday at 8 p.m. His is called TGIF. And Mom to Create just, I think she names her live streams whatever it is that she's crafting for the day, or whatever it is that she's going to be crafting for the time. But super fun. We like to have a ball. And let me get my chat log off of my phone instead, you guys. Give me 1 second, because the chat log on the computer itself is just glitching out a lot. So that way I can stay on top of what you guys are commenting, and I can answer any questions that you might have. These are like sponges that I get from Dollar Tree, you know, those basic sponge sets, sponge brushes. So let's kind of put this on the side. I'm running out of room already. Isn't that exciting? I'm already running out of room. Now you can do this with white gesso or clear gesso. Well, that's awesome, Deb. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. I know it's a little hard with everybody's schedule being a little bit hectic, but Mom to Create tends to go live a little bit earlier in the day. Sasson tends to go live rather later on in the evening. And usually my time is pretty much fixed. I usually go on at 6 p.m. whenever I do go live. On Saturdays, I always go on at 6 p.m. for the most part. And I'm trying to get myself back into the mojo of going live every Saturday like I used to, and just creating all different kinds of stuff. And I'm only going to gesso the one side because I don't really care, you know, to gesso the back. You can if you want to. That's completely up to you. I'm just only doing the one side because this is the only side that we're going to be seeing. So it's the only side that I really care about showing, and gessoing for that matter. Yeah, I don't know what was going on yesterday. It was like bugging out. I don't know if it's just that we have just a lot more people doing live streams right now. So I think live streams for the most part are a lot easier for a lot of people to do than to be going through the motion of making videos and editing them and, you know, all of that stuff. It's more natural. It's more like at the moment. Not only that, plus you get to interact with the people that are watching. So I think that that's super awesome. I would love to do more live streams like more often, but the projects that I create tend to take a really long time. And I think once a week that I put you guys through that is good enough. Caballos y vacas. What happened with the cows and the horses, Isabel? I'm trying to get my chat thing going on my phone. So this is good with this. I have one more piece to kind of gesso up, and then we'll check on our canvas. Our canvas should be good to go by then, because these gessos dry really, really fast. Oh, that'll be nice, Deb. Don't worry about when other people are doing them, Deb. You just got to get in where you fit in, you know? Because there's just that everybody's going live now, and people, you know, spontaneously go live sometimes. So it's hard to, like, you know, set yourself up. But once you get yourself going and moving forward, then you can create yourself a schedule that kind of works for you. At least that's what works for me. At the beginning, I was kind of going live all the time. I was going live, I think, like 2 or 3 times a week sometimes. But little by little, I just kind of brought myself back just to doing it on Saturdays. Because honestly speaking, that is what kind of works better for me. At least for now. Okay, my brush is like, whoop, whoop, discombobulated. So let's see if I can find another one that's not so wide. And I can kind of put it in the little jar. Oh, I found one. I found one that's not too wide. I'm not really covering it up with gesso to cover the printing on it, because once I start adding paint, that will get covered up on its own. But I wanted to be able to hold the paint once I do add the paint to it. So that's the reason why I'm gessoing it up. Not so much to cover up the pattern or anything like that. It's got enough layers that it's nice and sturdy. I just wanted to, you know, be prepped and ready for me to do my thing. La finca de sazón. He does not have a ranch, you guys. He does not have a ranch. He don't have none of those animals. He's just playing with you guys. Yes, and anything will be fine. Anything at all will be fine. Okay, I got myself the chat so that I can keep up with it a little bit more reliable than that. So sorry if I missed anything beforehand, but I should be good to go for now. Janet is asking Cezanne how many cows he has. He doesn't have any. Only the ones we get from the supermarket. Only the ones we get from the supermarket, Janet. That's it. All right, so I got my pieces there. I think I got one more that I didn't do. So let me just use up whatever little bit of gesso is on this brush. And this should be a fairly simple one to create, or recreate, I should say. And this should be good to go. I'm just kind of stacking up all of these different pieces there. And I missed another one, but that's okay. So let's bring our canvas on over. And it's still a little wet in certain places, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. It's mostly dry. It's 95% dry. It's got like 1 or 2 little spots that's wet. And you milk them every day, right, Sasson? Oh my goodness, Deb. That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy, Deb. All right, so let's see. Color scheme, you guys. Let's see what I pull out. Let's see what I pull out. I tend to go for like the same kinds of colors. I'm not sure, but I think I'm gonna stay true to my typical types of patterns. So I'm just pulling out some different color paints here. Got some pink, got some blues, some darker pinks. I don't know about that. Who, me? Sometimes, you guys, sometimes it's only human, right? It's only human that our mind kind of goes whoop, 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 and does this whole maze thing, right? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you, guys. So this is Decoart Neon Lights. I also have out here Decoart Americana Decoart Chalky Finish. This is a chalky paint, and the color is called Innocence. And then I also have some Cherry Blossom Pink, which is a little bit darker. This is just regular Crafters acrylic, and some of my Splendid Golds, because I'm sure I will be adding golds here and there. So I'm gonna start with the blue and just kind of spread this blue out in different places. I'm gonna be most likely covering up most of that black, but that was just modeling paste that I used. I used black modeling paste just because I wanted you guys to see the texture that I created in the background. And more or less that was all that was for. So I'm just gonna kind of spread this out. Doesn't really matter to me, kind of how it, you know, how it all kind of goes. and how much of it is actually there. This is mostly just, all this background is mostly just for textured purposes. Just for some texture, you guys. No, those are not your stamps, Sasson. These are not your stamps. You're so bad. It's so bad, Sasson. I think I would like to incorporate in here maybe some yellow. Oops. A little piece out. Maybe some yellow. Can you guys see all the way through what I'm doing? Hopefully I'm in frame all the way. Let me see if I could get some yellow, you guys. Let me look for my yellow. Maybe I can get some media fluid. Yes, I can. This is media fluid acrylic. Is a very light, it's kind of like a watery kind of acrylic paint. It's not watery in the sense that it's like translucent or anything like that, although it can be, but it's just more water based. It's more watered down. It's a lot looser. So I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow here and there. This will also help some of these colors mix. So with the pink and the yellow, I'll get kind of like a melon color. Between the blue and the yellow, I'll get a little bit of a green. And I'll go ahead and add some colors. I'll add some more colors to allow more blending. I'm literally getting paint everywhere. I miss this so much. I haven't played with paint in such a long while. Is he an angel? He's an angel, he says. Yeah, right. Only when he's sleeping, Isabel. Only when he's sleeping. Don't let that song fool you. He is no angel. Oop, dang it, I took too much. So let's get some of those colors kind of blending. And if you're going to try to blend colors, you got to try to do it while the paint is still somewhat wet. Don't let the paint kind of dry on you, because then it won't blend. Then it won't blend. And I'm going for kind of like, I don't even know what I'm going for, actually. I'm just going to wing it and keep adding these colors until I feel that it's just right. And again, I'm trying to cover up the black. I don't want the black to show. So I'm okay with that. Adding a little bit of that yellow right over that blue to get maybe a little bit of a greener color. I don't want it to look too tropical. I don't want it to, you know, look like that, but we'll see what happens. A little bit more of a cherry blossom. He says, what's up? That pink and yellow makes me thirsty for pink lemonade. Yes, right? Yum. That sounds yummy. Let me add some of this gold paint in there as well. And this is Dazzling Metallics, and it's called Splendid Gold. So a little bit of gold here and there to make it a little bit darker. And add a little bit of sheen here and there. Nothing too major. But just adding different hues, different colors here and there. Gonna add some of this gold down here towards the bottom. Just kind of getting all of these colors nicely blended. I have been known to overpaint and add just way too much paint. That is actually one of my things to do. Because I don't know how to stop. Once I get a paintbrush in my hands, you guys, it's like done deal. I go into paintbrush mode, and that is one tough cookie to break right there. Just, I don't know. Let me see. I feel like this needs another color. So let's see what I find. Let's see what I find. Hopefully you guys can see that well. I'm gonna add a little bit more yellow on this side here. This side is a little bit bright, so I am gonna dull that down. What do we have here? Some teal. You can add some teal maybe. Maybe a little bit of white to soften up some of those areas. Let's see. Ooh, some amethyst, some purple maybe. These are metallic colors. Some more metallic colors and some teal and some white. Like I said, my disclaimer, you guys, I love to add a whole bunch of paint. Are you going now with this one? I don't think, only because it's a little large to ship. That's really the only reason why I don't do, like, I don't ship out. I don't do giveaways with these like really large ones because it's kind of cumbersome to ship it out. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I haven't gotten into like selling my paintings and stuff like that, just because I think it'll be a little tough. I still haven't figured out how to do that, to like ship out really, really large pieces. Because to put this, I will have to put this in kind of like one of those large, you know, those larger kind of priority boxes, and that's gonna be quite expensive just to put one painting in there. And I just like the way that the paint feels, really, to be honest with you guys. So I do tend to shake this a little bit better. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna get the smaller canvases, because the smaller canvases, at least the flat panel ones, will be a little bit easier for me to ship, because I could just wrap them up in cardboard, or figure out a way to package them up a little bit easier. This, because it's fabric and it's kind of it's hollowed out in the center, I just feel like they will break it. So I would definitely have to ship that in some kind of a box where that won't happen. Add some purple. Let's add some purple, you guys. And this color is called Amethyst, and it's a metallic paint. And I am gonna try to soften this up a little bit. So I have a lot of different colors going on, which is normally, I think that's more or less how I tend to do things. Very colorful, very, very colorful for the most part. I'm gonna dilute this. You can always do your own canvas. Who, me? I just like to experiment with the colors because I never know what's gonna happen. Every now and then I do get mud, you guys. Don't get me wrong. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add some Innocence, which is like a little bit on the paler side with the pink, and see how that kind of looks. And I normally don't worry too much about the sides. For some reason, I never really do. People that have received my art, they know that I normally don't do much with the sides. I just haven't got into that habit of actually going that extra step. Hello, Rosa. We're gonna add a little bit of yellow here and there just to see what happens. This is definitely one of those experiments. As you guys see, I haven't even wet my brush. I'm kind of like dry brushing everything. I really like that teal, so I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of that teal and add a little bit of teal. Just little drops. That's all I'm putting in here because we're about done with this. It's like a whirlwind adventure. So we have a lot of colors going on here. I'm going to marinate on this for a second or two and see what I feel about it. I'm going to clean my brush off. Once it's a little bit drier, I am going to go in with gold, some light tones of gold here and there. I think that I'll like that a lot better. Maybe add some little white lines or something like that. And I'll go into it with a little bit more oomph, if you will. So let's see now what we do. I think I'm going to do some stenciling on that as well. So I'm going to see what stencil I put out so I can do some stenciling, because I saw yesterday Sasson's live and he was doing stenciling, and now he got me in the mood to do some stenciling too. So I am going to try to do some stenciling. Hopefully this won't take too long. I can't heat dry it while I'm here and I'm in my room and I'm live, because we have too many electronics hooked up in the room. It won't take the voltage, unfortunately. Have you guys ever gone through that where you're blow drying your hair and the next thing you know you're in the dark? Well, yeah, that's kind of like what I kind of go through. I really love this stencil right here. So I think I'm gonna add a little bit of stencil here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try this with the stencil brush and see if it does a good job for me, like it did for Sasson on his live. So let's try that. And we'll see what happens. I'm going to incorporate some black into this now. I think that's going to be what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some black paint and incorporate some black paint. If I don't like it, I'll find out hopefully really soon. And I'll add some gesso, cover it up, and just add some other paints on it and see where we go from there. And I've been having a lot of fun with this. This is a patent leather paint by Decoart. And when it dries super, super shiny. Like, honestly, you guys, it looks just like patent leather, like the gloss. The glossiness of it is super, super awesome. And I'm having a lot of fun using this. So we're going to be using that. And just going to give this a few more minutes to kind of go and dry up. Maybe like a minute more or two. In the meanwhile, let's see exactly where I'm going to be placing some of my things. Thinking right around there. So let me go clipping up some of these pieces here that I have, because I'm going to be clipping up some of these pieces that I have here to make the additional kind of like embellishments. So I think I'm going to go half down the middle here. So let's see. I think I actually gessoed the wrong side. Yeah, I should have gessoed this side. So I'm probably going to have to gesso that real quick. And then I'll see which pieces of this one I'm going to use. Like which, you know, I think I'm going to put this like in the corners. I think that looks super cool like in the corners. So we'll see. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to paint them first and then I'll clip them. I think that's what I'll do. So any suggestions on colors for these? Right now I have some of the amethyst out. I have some amethyst. I have some splendid gold. I have the pinks, but I don't think I want to color them in pink. I'm thinking either black, you guys, either some black or, well, maybe not black, because I am going to do some black stenciling on here. All right, Deb, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate that. I also have different colors in the metallic paints, you guys, and I love to incorporate metallic paints into my paintings. I have some blue. So any ideas? We have gold. So gold has 1 vote. Any other color? Some gold for the for some of that fencing there. Maybe I don't have to gesso it. Let's see if it'll hold it. I gessoed these because these are really thin. And I definitely gessoed that tree because the tree itself is a little thin. I only used 3 pieces of cardstock. And the cardstock is kind of flimsy. It's recollection cardstock. Not that I have anything against it, but for certain things, you just have to really, really add a lot of layers. The amethyst. John says gold. So we have 2 gold and an amethyst. Okay. So we're going to do some purples and some golds on here. and see how that kind of looks. And the tree itself, I guess I'll make the tree also some amethyst and gold to just keep the theme kind of going. Yes, that's more or less where I'm going to go with this whole thing. So let's see. Let me find myself another little brush that I can use. So let's add some of this gold here. I normally do not wet my brushes. Like when I go into painting, for the most part, I don't wet my brushes. I only wet my brushes when I'm doing like, you know, different types of things like painting people or doing those kinds of things. Whenever I'm doing like these kinds of stuff, I normally will go into with a dry brush just because I don't want the extra water to saturate the chipboard or whatever it is that I'm using. So I normally will go into it. Yeah, I probably should have gessoed this, but it's all right. I'll just add a few layers of it. And I have to get a lot of paint to get this kind of going. Who else is in the room? I see Angela. Hi, Angela. How are you, darling? So hopefully this will cover up. If not, I'm going to have to gesso it, which looks like that's what I'm going to have to do. So let me go ahead and grab some gesso real quick while I am here. Just going to dip that right into that. And I'm going to add some gesso right over that. I should have thought that I was going to clip this, which I knew I was going to do it. I should have remembered at that point in time and not just done the one side on this one. I should have gessoed both sides. So I think this will cover it up for the most part. This will cover it up. The good thing is that Decoart gesso dries really quick. I don't really have much experience with other gessos, but I know this one dries up really, really fast. And holds up pretty well, so. Well, that's awesome. So we'll see. We'll see how this kind of goes together. I was trying out different types of chipboard because I don't know what you guys' experience is with your cutting machines, but at least for me with this one, it could be a little finicky sometimes with different types of materials. And sometimes it'll cut the chipboard out awesome and sometimes it won't. So I tend to try out like different, you know, thicknesses and stuff like that. So I had some chipboard, some cereal boxes and stuff like that that was left over that I've been kind of saving. And I decided to do this last minute. I wasn't really quite sure about what projects I wanted to do, but I love doing these kinds of things. And it's been a while. I haven't painted in a while, you guys. I wanted to get my hands dirty. There's nothing like the feeling of paint. Okay, stay on, Justin, stay on. I need you to stay on. Sometimes applying gesso with a brush is a lot better than applying, with a sponge is a lot better than applying it with a brush. Sometimes the brush just is not worthwhile because it lifts the gesso right up as you lay it down. So let me just clean up my brush a little bit, give that a minute to kind of dry. Trying to get this brush as dry as I possibly can. Hello, Gitana del Alma, ¿cómo estás? All right, so this one should be good to go. Well, I'll let this one kind of set up a little bit more. So let's go back into this with some of this amethyst. There we go. That looks a lot better. Yes, this is going to go on that side. That's going to go on that side. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm thinking I want it to look something like the entrance of a garden. So I will get some flowers out in a minute. And I will be, once I get my tree up, I will be adding some flowers and different things to that. This is why I'm so right now in love with this machine, because you know, sometimes you want chipboards, but you don't always get the kind of designs that you want. And although these are not my designs per se, because you know I'm buying cartridges that have these designs in them, I can alter them in any way that I can, and I can layer as many pieces of this as I want, make it as thick as I want, and I feel like that just opens up so many, opens up so many doors creatively. I can do so much with this. It's not even funny. So I'm really loving this right now. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. You'll find a little bit of everything in here, you know, a little bit of everything. And that's what makes it great. All right. So I think for the most part, this is pretty good. And again, acrylics dry really fast. So you don't even have to wait too long to get that kind of going. I'm going to let that kind of dry up, and then I'll just probably add a little bit of gold here and there. I might even do that like with my finger or something. In the meanwhile, I will go ahead and start painting my tree. Now my tree, I think, I'm not sure, but I think I want it, I like a little bit of darkness in it, but we'll see how I kind of go about that. I don't want the standard brown tree or red oak tree. I want something different. So as far as the trees are different colors of pinks and purples and things like that. They're jewel toned. There we go. Stay painted. Silver tree. Ooh, a silver tree. Yes, I think a silver tree will work well. A silver tree with some amethyst on it. This little tip right here, for some reason, does not want to stay. I'll have to add something to this. So let it dry and then just add a little bit more paint. So let me clean my brush yet again and find some silver. This is what I love about doing these lives with you guys, because I feel like you guys are doing them with me. You're giving me suggestions, your inputs, you know. It's like we're all working as one unit to create something. And to me, that just adds so much more meaning. So let's get some silver. Oh, I found silver right away. And I actually found Decoart Media fluid acrylics in the silver. And I think what I'm going to do, let me see how this wax buff is going to work. I have some white. So let me see between these two how that's going to kind of look. Let's see how that's going to kind of look. So I got some silver here. And let's work on this really quickly while that kind of dries. So we have some silver Decoart Media Fluid Acrylics. So I'm going to have to open this because that's probably clogged up by now. So let's see. Actually, I'm going to probably use a different brush. I'm going to use this beat up brush right here that I have. And right on top of this little amethyst, I'm going to just add a little bit of this silver and see what we do. Let's see how this kind of comes out. And then we'll add more stuff to it as we go. Awesome. You need to get to more of what, Janet? You need to get 2 more Cricut machines. This is all from the cartridges now. I don't know which cartridge, you guys. I just click the picture and print it and cut it out. I don't really look at the specifics too much. Sometimes I have one in, sometimes I have another one in, and it'll be there for a couple days, and I will forget what I have in there. And then I just, you know, I look at the little icons and I just click whatever's there. These trees, I believe I did these last night. The other pieces I did today. So let's see. Yes. Oh, paints and colors. Yes. So because this is a really thin paint, again, this will also dry rather quickly. So I'm going to give this a minute to kind of just soak in there. And since we're going to be making the trees in silver, let's go ahead and make some of the other pieces silver as well, since we have some silver left. So I think the hearts, maybe I'll paint the hearts in silver and see how that kind of goes. Move this to the side while all these pieces are kind of getting themselves ready. So let's paint these hearts in some silver. And this is just the negatives that came out from the chipboard when I cut out the design. I'm like, why throw this away? This is like a perfectly good heart. We need this. And so I kept it. Oh, I'm buffering. Only the tree. All right. Well, let me just finish doing this and then I'll add some other color over it. Just so that I don't waste that paint away. Just so that I don't waste it. We'll see how it all comes together at the end. It could be a total flop and it could be like a total success. So we'll see. We'll see. I literally have paint all over this thing at this point in time. But we'll see how this all kind of comes together. I think I lost all the silver paint that I had here. So let's see whatever's left on the brush. That's what's gonna go. Whatever's left on the brush. All right. So we have a whole bunch of silver stuff, you guys. We have some silver, some of this, some of that. Let's try adding some amethyst here and there to the tree so that we get a nice little blend of all the different colors that we're kind of using here. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I think for this, I'm just going to lay my brush kind of like on the side and just kind of give it some texture. Maybe some, looks like it's kind of like if the color's washing away, like maybe it used to be an amethyst tree and now it's not. Now it's transforming into something else. So the color's kind of washing out of it. So I'm just using, this is a really scrunched up brush. So I'm just using the sides of this and just kind of laying it as flat as I can and just allowing some of the color to just look like it's dripping down. Who else is here? Hola, chica baby one. Hello, darling. So let's see. Let's see how I like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I kind of like that. get you guys something that you can see it with. You see that well? Oh, awesome sauce. So I did some streaking on this, and let's see. Let's see how our canvas, how it's gonna look on our canvas. I think that's gonna match up quite nicely. I don't know how good the colors are on you guys' end. How it looks on the screen over there. But I think that's gonna work well. What I will do, and what I do want to do, is I do want to make these edges a little bit darker. So what I'm gonna do actually is grab some of this black patent leather, and I'm just gonna dab the sides a little bit. I'm gonna just dab the sides just a little bit. I'm gonna do it with the same dirty brush, you guys. So I'm gonna use it on the flat side. Again, everything on the flat side, and I'm just gonna dab it. Well, using the wrong side. So I'm just gonna dab it on the ends here, so that it gives it kind of like a nice little edge. And hopefully you guys will be able to kind of see that edge. Let's see, my painting, I'm pointing in the wrong direction. You guys can't even see it. It's hard to do this with the camera angle. I'm trying to show you my hands on the other side. Hello, Jackie. So again, just kind of dabbing it on the sides here. Just so that when I put it down on that bright surface, it'll kind of stand out a little bit, and it will separate the background from the tree. Let's grab some more. And you don't want to grab a glob of it. You just want to, you know, kind of stretch the paint out a little bit, you know, on a flat surface. That way you don't pick up so much that you're like looping all over it. You just want enough. Enough that it'll kind of give you a nice little rough kind of outline. You don't have to catch the whole, you don't have to worry so much about the insides. As long as you can at least catch the outsides. I'm not going to worry too much about the inside parts. I just want a little bit on the outside. So all of the outer edge, that's really what I'm going to be worried the most about. Try to catch that a little bit. Okay. Hello, Donna. How are you, darling? So just kind of working this little edge off a little bit at a time. Don't rush it too much. Just do what you can. Just do what you can and catch what you can. Let's grab some more paint and do the other side. Like I said, this is just mostly so that it has some kind of an outline. You don't have to worry so much about perfection. If you get a little bit where you don't want it, that's quite all right. Don't go too crazy. Just rub it out. It'll just look like shadow. We're almost done with this part of it. Now, I'm not going to do this to everything, you guys, just mainly to this tree. Just because this is the focal point and I do want it to stand out, you know, from everything else that's going on this canvas. Well, I'm working on a canvas today, Donna, and I'm using some die cuts that I created with my Cricut machine, and pretty much created like some chipboard type of embellishments that I'm working on to create and decorate a canvas. A repurposed canvas, by the way. I had did a live stream a while ago, and I just don't like how that canvas came out. I had it there because I don't like to throw anything away, but it's time to give it new life, and hopefully this will do the trick. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. And I think that's pretty good right there. I'm okay with getting a little bit of brush strokes, adding a little bit of texture here and there with some of the black. That'll just give it more character. And I actually like how that kind of looks. So this is pretty much done. Oh, wow. That's a long drive, Donna. That is one long drive. All right, so we got this going. Let's go ahead and use up some of this paint that we have here. And let's add some black. And I'm just splatting it here. Just giving it a little bit of texture. Show you guys how that look. So now we have some dark colors, some silver, some black. Something a little different to give the background some different kind of flow, give it a different feeling. So when you have a beat up brush, think twice before you throw it out. You might not be able to create the most detailed faces and things like that with it, but you can definitely create some texture. So don't throw them all away. They can still continue to function for different things. Depends on how beat up it is, of course. Who else is here? I see everybody saying hello to Sherry. So hello, Sherry. All right, so let's do this. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that'll give a nice interest to the background, adding those pieces in later. So let's see. So what color should I do the iron pieces? Well, not the iron because they're not iron, but these pieces here. Oh, I left one. I gotta do that one too. Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hearts. 5 hearts is good. 5 hearts is good. We don't need a 6th one. If we do, we can always do it later. What should I do with this piece, you guys? What color should I do? What colors do I have going on over here? Pink. Should I do more black? I don't know. Should I do more black? Let's see. While we marinate on that, red or even green, gold. Oh, gold. Yes, that's right. We was gonna do gold. I forgot about the gold. See? So we have silver, we have gold, we have all different kinds of colors going on in here. I'm just gonna clean my brush out a little bit. Get some of that black off of it. Not all of it, but most of it. So that I can continue to stencil on with my other colors. So let's get some gold. We have a lot of stuff going on in here. Sasson, why are you laughing? What happened? And I'm going to kind of put it in a way that it's like all over the place. I'm going to have it catch like bits and pieces so that it has like texture, like a textured kind of look. I'm not going to make it like all solid so that it can have different things kind of happening in different places. It kind of like the crunchy kind of look to it. All right, so once this dries, I'll probably add some other color to it and see what I think about it. And that's kind of how I go. That's kind of how I go. A little bit here, a little bit there, and then just add more if you need more. So I'm going to repeat the process. Now I won't be adding all of this to it. Some of the black is actually mixing in there, and I think that looks really, really cool. Now it's almost kind of like a brass color, which I like very much, actually. That way they don't look so much the same. Yes, right? Super, super cool. And since the brush kind of has some black on it, it's picking up some of that. And again, I'm not doing like the whole thing solid. I do want it to have some bits, you know, bits and pieces that are like, what happened here? This whole painting is about transformation. So it's like things are transforming, they're evolving, they're changing right there before your very eyes, very own eyes. So this is kind of fun and whimsical. And I like that very much. I like the fact that they're not kind of solid. Let me see if I can share that with you guys. Something like this. So you see how there's like bits and pieces that are white, some are dark. We have a little bit of everything going on. There's not too much black in it, so that's good. It doesn't take too much of it away. So predominantly it's all kind of gold. That's this one. So we have a little bit of just different things kind of going on. And I do like that black in there, to be honest with you. So I do like that. That black and that gold look really nice together. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I love it when you love it. So let's go back to our canvas here. And let's kind of put this to the side, if you will. Let me grab my stencil brush. I'm going to put this to the side. Let that kind of just dry up for a minute or two. I'm going to grab my canvas again. And I don't care which side is up, which side is down, at least for the stenciling part of it. But I do want to add some stenciling on here. And I'm going to use this stencil brush. And let's see. I'm going to grab some of this padded leather paint and add some of this on there as well. I'm not going to go too crazy with it. Gracias, gracias. So I'm just going to pounce this on to my stencil brush. This brush is also by Decoart. It's part of their Americana line. And this is a 12-inch round, I guess. So let's see how we do this. So I'm just going to pounce this on. And I have a little bit of paint on here, you guys. You don't need that much. A little bit of paint. The more paint you add, the more likely it is that it will go under. I just want the illusion. And again, this will dry shiny. And just pouncing that on. And let's see how this kind of looks. I'm going to bring this down. I like how this kind of comes down like this. So I'm going to bring that down. And we are about to remove it. Let me stand myself up just so that I make sure that I caught every little piece that I wanted to catch. Yes, I like it. What do you guys think? Yes, right? So let me put something under this up here on the top because, give me a second. Let me grab a piece of scrap white paper. I'm gonna put that there like so, because I'm gonna lay my stencil here and I don't want to, if there's any paint under, I don't want it to kind of catch. That's good enough right there. So let's start with this huge flower here. And as you can see, I'm just pouncing on it. I'm not twirling it. You could do that when you're doing like inks and stuff like that. And also it depends on the kind of stencil that you're using. Not all stencils can handle the twirling because they have little bits and pieces that come out, like little corners and stuff that when you twirl it, you'll kind of pick up those little corners and mess them up. So careful with them. This stencil, I bought it online from one of those stores, you know. You know those stores, the unmentionables. Got some paint on my finger. So let's see. And it comes in a set of 3D stencils, and they come with a small, medium, and a large. And you can find them at Decoart, or you might be able to Google search them if you're interested in something like this, and find out exactly which retailer kind of carries it. So just pouncing, and I'm sorry for the banging, you guys. But I'm loving how this is looking. And I think I got it all. So let's see. Yes, love it. What do you guys think? Love it, love it. Okay. So this is how one corner looks, and then this is kind of like how the other corner looks. And again, when this dries, it'll still be shiny. So it'll give it another kind of extra effect. I think I want to add a little bit right here. So let's do that. Just to kind of finish out the frame a little bit. And now, granted, I am going to be covering some of this up with the other pieces that I got. So let's see how this kind of looks. Hopefully I don't get so greedy that I messed it up, but it's a gamble. And I'm willing to take the risk, as I do with everything else that I create. Always taking that risk. Oh, man. Oh, man, oh, man. I love it. I love it. Let's see. I guess I'll do the same thing on this side here. I still have paint over there. So let's do it like so. And this is just so that we have something kind of showing in the background there. I'm going to try to keep my hands steady. Working on a canvas because it's hollow in the center is not the easiest thing to do, you guys. Especially keeping a stencil kind of straight and steady. You can always use tape if you don't feel confident about holding it in place. I'm actually one of those people that I don't mind so much the accidents and stuff like that because I just think it adds character. So usually I don't care too much. Sometimes I don't care too much. Sometimes I will bug out. But sometimes I don't care too much. All right, so let's see. Yes, 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 yes. I call that a success. Nice. That's always a good thing. That is always a good thing, Donna. Love that. So let me go ahead and clean out my stencil brush real quick because I don't want it to get caked on. I always have a little water bottle or something with a spray so that I can just, you know, kind of clean it out real quick. And at least get most of that gunky paint that's going to dry and kind of chunk up my brushes. I always try to have some kind of a rag or something next to me so that I can at least get it to the point where it's not going to dry in clumps. Then I could always wash it out later with some soap and stuff. So we kind of have this going here. So we've created somewhat of a scene for ourselves. I think I want to add some stamping because what's mixed media without stamps, you guys? So I'm gonna add some stamping. I'm gonna grab myself some archival inks because those are permanent and won't interfere with any wet type of acrylics or fluids and stuff like that. And I think I'm gonna do What do you guys think? I can do the magenta hue or the aquamarine. Oh, you're so sweet. All right, Jackie. So 3 colors. We have aquamarine, magenta hue, which is like a deeper kind of pink, and then we have this deep purple. The blue. Blue it is. Blue it is. So let's get that kind of going. Now again, as I mentioned before, when it comes to canvases, it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky to stamp and stencil just because of the flexibility in the canvas itself. So I will recommend that you put a book or something under it so that you don't have to go crazy. And right now I'm currently looking for a book to put under mine. Let's see. Let's see. You know what? I'll put my stamping tool under it and see if I can get a little bit of, there we go. Make it a little bit sturdier. So when I put down on that stamp, it's a little bit better. And I'm going to use both hands because I just want to kind of roll it. I don't want too much texture. Just want little bits and pieces here and there. Nothing too major. Just something to show that, hey, this girl did some stamping here. She really took some time to like get this thing going. A little bit more. I think that's pretty good. Add a little bit of stamping in this corner here, in the corners, right there. Maybe a little bit of stamping here in the bottom, so we have a nice something happening along these edges, so they don't look so blah. Let's flip this over and do kind of like the same thing. This kind of frames out my picture, so that's kind of good. You want to have it, you know, have some kind of frame, and even though the letters are backwards, it's okay. No worries, no worries. Unless it's something like hello and you don't want it to be backwards, you're okay. So let's see. All right, so that's pretty good. I don't need to go too buck wow with it. I'm actually going to leave that thing under it for now. That'll help my canvas have a little bit of stability. Let's see, some packages of washi on a dispenser. Okay. Thank you, Donna. So, okay. So let's see here. Let's put this back. And now we're going to start actually adding in the trees and some of the things that we've glued down, that we've you know, colored up and painted up and stuff. Where's my tree? Is my tree here? Have I misplaced my tree? Did I misplace my tree? Where did my tree go? I seem to have lost my tree. No, I found it. I found it. I think that's going to look phenomenal. All right, so then we're going to have kind of like a gate, like an entry to a gate right here. We're going to have another entry to another gate, kind of like right here. And then some of these little heart-shaped pieces are going to go around here somewhere. Let's see. Maybe like around here. Let's see. And now we're going to cut some of these apart and see what we do with those. So something like that, give or take. Now, before I do that, I did say I wanted to add like some really thin lines of gold. So let me go ahead and play with this canvas, you guys, just a little bit more. What's my timing so far? Wow, I did a lot in an hour. Usually it does. I don't work that fast. So this is new for me. Let me go ahead and get myself like a thin little brush and maneuver that. I'm just gonna draw some really thin kind of lines here, just to break apart some of these colors and some of these things that are happening in the background. I just want to create like some subtle little lines here and there. So that's what I'm gonna do. Hi, Debbie. Let me get myself my little palette here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and draw. I need some white as well. Let me get some white in here. I want to add some separations in some of these colors. So this is what I'm gonna do, and hopefully this will work. But this is what my mind is telling me right now, so I'm gonna pay attention to it. And I'm just gonna kind of gingerly just kind of drag some paint like so. Just to kind of break apart some of these colors and stuff. And I don't care if I go over the stenciling that I did, because I'm about to go over that stenciling anyway with some of the pieces that I have here. So let's see. Just adding a little bit of subtle golds here and there. And I'm going to dip it into the white. Just add little lines here and there. See what kind of happens. This is when the flow kind of takes over, right? Just seeing what kind of, how this kind of looks. Right now I'm just kind of going with the flow, following the Zen, if you will, just letting the energy kind of take over. Just seeing what it does. Just kind of letting the brush do its own thing. Very lightly, just kind of letting it roll on the canvas. Just letting it kind of flow. Yes, good energy. Me gusta el café. A mí también. So hopefully that looks good. And you guys are like, wow. If not, you know, see what I do next week. See what I do next week. One of these days I'll surprise you. I think I'm going to add a little bit of silver in here as well. Maybe some silver streaking as well. Just to kind of bring everything together so it looks like one cohesive kind of piece. Like I'm adding white, but I'm not adding so much white that it kind of covers everything that I have going on. It's very light, what I'm doing here. So yes, let's get some silver. And then once I do this, then I'll go ahead and start implementing some of the pieces in here and really putting this thing to, you know, to work. I don't know exactly how this is going to look, but we have some gold and we have some silver. So we have to put silver in here somehow. It's just little bits and pieces here and there, just so that we have some of it incorporated into the canvas as well. Just letting it kind of drag out. I'm just kissing the canvas, figuratively speaking, of course. These are all the good vibes that are just swirling around in this forest of one tree. There's more trees, I promise. They're just somewhere back there. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. That's why we're here to find out exactly what is lingering in this forest. Do we have fairies in here? Maybe, maybe not. All right, so I think that's good enough. And I'll share with you guys what that's kind of looking like. So we have all the different metallic paints and everything. Pretty much shining, and we have matte paint and metallic paints, and there's all different kind of stuff happening here. And I think it kind of balances the painting itself out a little bit. It kind of makes it look more like one, more cohesive, as one working unit. Where's my friend? Oh, she's back. Yay. Yes, I was waiting for you, Miss Mom, to create. All right, so we have all of this stuff going. I really like how this is looking so far. What do you guys think? Am I missing anything in here? Can I go to the next step? What do you suggest? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? She says fairies. Fairies I didn't cut out, unfortunately. That's the one thing I didn't prepare myself to have, is fairies. But make sure you subscribe to my channel because I definitely will do something fairy related moving forward. Go on to the next step. Awesome. All right, so let me get some glue. And I will have to get my hot glue going because I am going to use some flowers, you guys. Yes, I am. I'm going to get me some flowers. And I do have all kinds of fun flowers here. Let me get my glue gun going. And then I'll get to gluing this part of it with regular glue, I think. I think that's what I'll do. me just move my laptop a little bit over to the side so that I have access to my extension here. Get my glue gun heating up so that I can incorporate some beautiful flowers in here. Got that going on. So let's see. I think on this, I'm gonna add a little bit of purple wax, metallic luster, just to really get that purple kind of going, because I don't really like how flat it's kind of looking to me. So let me just get myself some purple. Here it is. And we'll work with that for right now. Let's see if it's okay. It's nice and juicy. So this is metallic luster. This is Majestic Purple, and this is Decoart, and it's a wax metallic finish, kind of like some of those other brands that you've seen, like Inca Golds and stuff like that. It's very similar to that, even to the one I think the Prima. I don't know if it's Prima. I think it's one of those brands that has one like this. I think it's part of their alchemy or something like that collection. So very similar to that. I'm gonna grab some of my finger and just kind of add, it's like a little different shade of purple here. So I think that that'll really help to bring some of this out. And if you can't tell by now, you guys, I love metallics. Most of my projects, if not all of my projects, have some level of metallic on them. Metallic something or the other. There's always something. I like that. Can you guys see the different shades of purple on there? So let's go ahead and do that. This one. And let's go ahead and just add some of this purple. There are two different shades of purple. This is a deep purple. The other one's an amethyst. So it does complement it really nicely because it's a little bit more redder, this one. So it has more of like a little pink kind of hue to it when they're both together. So that kind of complements it really nicely. This will kind of help me to hide some of the places that didn't catch too well as well. So that'll work really nicely for me on that level. All right. So I like that. That's gonna go right there. So let's go ahead and clean my finger off somewhat. Let's go ahead and get these things glued on. So where's my glue? What did I do with it? Where did I put my glue? All right, so let's get some glue here. And let's just get some of this stuff glued on. I'm going to stick both of these sides together so that the glue kind of goes on both of them. Hopefully it did a good job. And anyway, that's how this is going to go. Put that right there. This needs just a tiny bit more. I'm sorry if I'm off camera while I'm gluing, you guys, but I'm actually standing up right now because I put my box on my chair. So I see the ocean after the storm. Thank you, Donna. It's buffering in my end, but I think it's the Wi-Fi. It's just my Wi-Fi. Oh. I can't tell over here if it's buffering, you guys. I have my stamp tool under this, so that'll kind of help me to get this whole thing kind of centered out. I feel like I need to add something here before I put my tree. So let me look for some lace. Does this kind of go? I think so. Let me get a piece of this lace fabric here. Let's see. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. So let me add some glue. Lay that kind of flat. Where is, here it is. Just gonna kind of scrunch that up right there. Good night, Debbie. No problem, darling. Oh, you're buffering too, Donna. This is really bad. They always get you just when the getting is good, huh? Just when things are working nicely, that's when they'd be like, okay, she's having too much fun, you guys. It's time to throw a wrench in her game. Right, so I kind of crunched that up a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that too well. But I did kind of crunch that up. And now we're going to be adding our tree. And I'm not going to glue all the things down because if I want to play with it, I want to still be able to play with it a little bit. So I am going to glue most of it, but not all of it. And let's see here. I'm going to use the tree itself to kind of push that down. And this reason is the way that it's cut, it makes me feel like it's crooked even though it's not. That's just the way that it is. I like how that kind of looks. And I think when it's dry, it's going to look super cool. All of that textured fabric there. You just make sure that it's tacked down all the way across. Love that. Love that. What do you guys think? This is a magic tree, you guys. This is a magic tree. You guys can see the dimension on that. So super, super cool. Now let's try to get some of these other pieces here and see. Do we still want to add some of these pieces in here? I think that those pieces will help me to fill up some of these areas that are like a little empty. Let's see. Let's play with the design a little bit and see. No, I don't like that. I don't like that, you guys. I don't like it. Yes. Thank you. In sazón, ganga. So let's start with this top one here. I'm only going to be using the hot glue strictly for adding my flowers once I pick them out and I decide exactly what I'm going to be using. So for right now, I'm just going to glue these down and see where else we take it from here, you guys. And I can't believe I did all this in an hour and 36 minutes. Like, that's like new for me. I never take such a short amount of time creating anything. I've made a card and it's taken me 3 hours before. I don't want this. This is pointing out that way, so I want this to kind of point out that way as well. Let's see. It's like it's blowing love across the world. So the love comes off this tree and it just travels worldwide. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. That would be nice, Janet. I would love to believe that. I would love to believe that. All right, so we have this going on. Hopefully this will stick. I also have some of these things going on that I want to add in different places. So I'm trying to see where exactly I want to add these pieces. Let's see. Some things are easier than they look. Where am I going to add some of these pieces? Maybe like right there. And then add the other one like right there. Let's see. So I'm thinking, you guys, right now, I'm debating. Do I even want to add these things in here after I've painted them? Like I do, but I don't now. Kind of like it how it is. What do you guys think? Leave it in or leave it out? Take it in. I should have put these down first and then probably put the hearts over it. Because now I'm like off skewed with the spacing and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I'll use this for a different project. So I'll think about those for a minute. I'll think about those for a minute. Let's see. Yeah, right? Yeah, I'm not really too excited about it being on. So let's get some flowers out. And then we'll be almost done with this, you guys. We'll be almost done with this. Let's see. Some purple roses for the purple tree. I think these were gifted to me, if I'm not mistaken, by Isabel, who's Boricua's Crafting 100. So let's see. I think this is what I'm going to do. Let's see. And I'm gonna save this because I like the trick that Miss Mom to Create did on her live stream when she twirled those things around and made additional embellishments. I know. I know I got some lavender roses. So let me see if I find them. They're in here somewhere, I promise. Hello, T Friday 77. And some white. That's too bold. Should I just leave it like that? What do you guys think? This is too dark, I think. I thought I had some lighter ones, but I don't seem to find them. It's too dark. Dark. Don't have the yellow. I don't have the yellow. Oh, these are old. These are super old, Janet. Like super, super old, girl. These things have been with me, like, I don't even know for like how long. Definitely over a year. I bought those on a Destash on Instagram when I first joined. That was like my first Destash that I bought on Instagram. I was so super scared. Some pinks, you think? Let's see. Let's see how that. I don't know if I like that pink. I'll add a few and see how that kind of feels. Let's see some of these purple ones. Let's see some of these purple ones. I think that's a bit much. I think that's a bit much. Let's see. Let's see. Let me cut this out. Yeah, I'm gonna try to see the yellow flower too, because since it's got the gold, I might be able to get away with it. I'm gonna see. I'm not too sure, but I will see if I can get away with it. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? Kind of like putting those there. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I just cut like 3 of them off and see if I like the looks. Do you guys like it? You guys like it? Yay! Let's put some in some scattered places. I kind of like that with the yellow. What do you guys think? Right? It helps that gold kind of pop out a little bit more. So where else can I put yellow? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Kind of like that. What do you guys think? Does that work? Does that work? I'm going to start gluing down some of these purple flowers. I think right about there. I think that'll kind of work. Let's do that one right there. Adam and Eve represent, right? Let's try that around there. We'll see what else I add in here. If there's anything else that I can add, I'll check out, see what I have. And I thought I would never use purple flowers, you guys. And look, my oldest daughter loves purple. It's like her favorite color. She loves all shades of purple. So I know she's going to take this and put it right in her room. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to go right for the center here. All right, so I'm going to put this right here. Right there. Right there. Come on, stay still. Put it like right there. Right there. Did I do this one? Did I do that one? Where it needs more yellow? Like right there. I like that. What do you guys think? All right, so I'm gonna put one here on this gate. I don't know why my glue is dribbling. It's like so many hairs right now. I must be using some wacky kind of glue stick that I purchased from some cheap store or something, because the other ones never did that before. I like it. I like it so far. And I probably did the order backwards. Let me pick this up again. Did the order backwards. No, I didn't. I was doing it right. What the heck? I was doing it right. So that one goes there. This one goes there. All these glue hairs. Thank you, my lovelies. Thank you so much. Oops, I sent one flying. Okay, and then one more. Now I can pick this baby up. I don't know, but I feel like it's missing something. What do you guys think? Should I do a border, like put the amethyst purple all around this edge? I think that that's what I need to do. I need to enclose this. I think that that'll make me feel a lot better. But so far, I like what I see. What do you guys think? Let's put these flowers over here. I feel like I have to enclose that, maybe with some of that purple. So let me sit down. Right? I should add some of this. Oops, my phone almost failed. I'm gonna add some of this purple. This is the Majestic Purple Wax. And I'm just gonna go around the edge. And I think that that'll be it for me. I'll call it done at that point in time. I love how this thing came out. I'm not that much of a fan of purple, you guys, but it is a beautiful color. You can't deny. It is a beautiful color. So let me go ahead and just kind of with my finger, just enclose this canvas. Give it a frame. Frame it all out. Well, I feel a lot better about this now. For February's baby. Oh yeah. I like this, you guys. I think framing it out was like the right thing to do. I feel like it encompassed the whole thing. Like it just closed off the whole frame of it. I really, really love it. I think it looks absolutely beautiful with the purples and silver and the golds and the pinks and the yellows. And even though there's so many different colors going on in the background, like it just, to me, it works. I don't know about how you guys feel about it, but I'll try to bring it little by little. You guys can see the shine in the patent leather paint. Just kind of has this nice shine to it. And then we have the metallics. I'm trying to go in the right direction. And it is so difficult to find the orientation here of how this kind of goes. And let's see if I bring it the right way. Boop, boop, boop. And then we have the texture of the lace on the bottom of the tree. I just think it looks super, super gorgeous. If you don't follow me on my Instagram at Design Elemental. I will have close-up pictures and all different angle kind of pictures of this canvas that we created today. I want to say thank you all so, so, so much for spending some time with me this Saturday evening. I so greatly appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Don't forget to give my video a thumbs up, as every thumbs up helps. And yes, thank you all for being here, you guys. We had an awesome, awesome time. We created this beautiful, majestic silver amethyst tree. And yes, have a great night, you guys. Thank you all so much for being here, and I will catch you all on the next one. Bye.